ki khubor ka bate si TV. Lawan Rashaphi taka Frank Motors. Visit Frank Motors or call 7045207973.
MIT University of Meghalaya. Our admissions are now open for the academic year 2024-25. Explore our best courses, experience global collaborations. Apply today.
Ka Grace Institution Bangalore ka college puli nursing ka babhatam na kabanta ki khna ka Meghalaya kala play ya ka admission minta.
Yaka World Population Day 2024 laraki hanong ba shalong hakaba UMLA jonga nongpo constituency. Uba Meral Borns Uba Deiru Chairman Jonga Meghalaya State Health Advisory Ulalong Kumukongsan Rengkat ka Jingsak Hilang Jong Principal Secretary Jonga Tanat ka Koit ka Kia Sampath Kumar Bat Kiwei Hagani kasngi lasam ya ki khusnam sha ki nong job ha ki jingila kai skit balai shimenta de ki samla puli jong ki college prepare bat ki jingya kop ya terkonia Kapang pedeng jongani ka jingrakhi kalong new identity of developed India. Family planning is the pride of every couple.
So Meghalaya, as we all know, in fact, we are number 2 in the country in terms of total fertility rate. That means we have a high, population growth in the state. In fact, maybe this year, by this year, because this survey was done in 2019, NFHS 5. Based on NFHS 5, we are number 2. Maybe NFHS 6, which is going to be, which is going to come this year and maybe by next year, we might be even the number 1. So, because the way the trends are. So, what I would like to state here is that here there is a lot of need for understanding the entire concept of this entire birthing and everything. So one of the things I would like to tell you is that the entire, the journey, life cycle, we call it life cycle, right from birth to the death. That's the life cycle, birth to death. The most important period starts actually just before conception. Just before conception. That means adolescent age group. From adolescent age group, it starts. If adolescent girls and especially at that time, if you really don't empower them with education, knowledge, nutrition, that can have an impact at later stage. Then the next important stage is during that conception or preconception. So very important thing is that when as a human being, and our brain growth happens, 50% of the brain growth happens during the first 9 months. First 9 months equal to 40 weeks. So in 40 weeks, the human brain growth happens. 50% of the human brain growth happens when the child is in the mother's womb. So that period is a very important period. Almost like 100 billion neurons are developed formed in the human brain growth. So that period, if the mother has to be really, should get a very good care during that period. If the mother gets good care during that period, the child is born, healthy. The child will have a good, the child should have a good nutrition. Whatever mother is eating, that will also is actually taken by the child. So mother should eat 2 meals actually in a way for herself and also for the child inside her womb. So a lot of awareness is required so that what happens is that we will have healthy children, especially when they are born. And at the same time, as I said, if during the pregnancy, if the mother is under pressure. So for example, that in this kit, the child must be like, the teenage girl must be facing tremendous mental pressure. That will affect the child. That will affect the child's brain growth. And in fact, it will have long-term consequences when the child is born. So it's like there are so many advances in the science which shows that we should take utmost care during the pregnancy. So these are all, in fact, the POXO cases, the tension. You must be seeing all those things. So all that actually can affect the mother and the child inside. So it's a lot of responsibility with which actually the population. And that's what we are talking about, the population population day. There's a lot of responsibility on the society. Society includes everyone.
A deliberate discussion of how to control population. It has to be balanced with the economy, with the growth, with the resources that we have. That we have to keep in mind. Friends, as the theme of this very particular day is that the family planning, reproductive health, and the impact of population growth on environment, on family, on social issue, on economic growth of each and every one of us. So we have to attain and we have to achieve to that particular goal. Where different objectives that we have, as I have said, to raise through awareness program, where Dr. Mary gave a very nice presentation, we have seen, and the ramification of different issues that we have encountered in our day-to-day life also, that has to be kept in balance. The mindset, the perception, the way we think, be it in the rural or in the urban area also, we have to carry on this message, how to control. And the basic objective of this also, it goes hand in hand with the gender equality that we have. It is very prevalent in our society. In the past, there is a perception, the superiority, the inferiority complex between the male and the female, where we have seen in the present day generation. That is gone. Everyone, be it male or female, we are one. Competition are there. And when we remember about the issue of the disparity in the society, be it from different caste, different religion, different creed we represent, especially in our country, India, where we live in unity and diversity, different religion, different language, different dresses, but still we are one. But in reality, our society, we must take a pledge that we should say no to drugs, say no to tobacco, and say yes to good health. It is very important that at your age, you have to carry on this message. Because an initiative that has been taken by the government, and also we are here, the principal secretary also is here, and mostly the official from the health department, the initiative especially for the drug abuse, for the drug addict, with regards to several rehab centers that has to be set up in different parts of our state. It is a call of the day. And the initiative that has been taken and the initiative to be taken, we need support from the people at large, student, parent, civil society, NGO, women organization, village headmen. This is a collective issue that we have to fight together.
No, not 33%. Maternal mortality ratio is 148. So we had close to 120 numbers. We do not calculate maternal mortality rate because our populations, the denominator is not the same with numerator. So we only calculate the maternal mortality ratio, which is close to 150. Yeah. So the infant mortality rate is calculated as the number of children born who have died with as per 1,000 live births. So the infant mortality rate in Meghalaya is 33%. That means 33% of our babies per 1,000 live birth is dying. So most of this is, due to complication related to childbirth, then, the unscientific practices of the newborn, and mostly also attributed to home deliveries, because 30% of our deliveries in the state is done at home, and not institutional. So it is very serious in the sense that it has a very socio-economic implication. Now, because many parents, they don't want to accept birth spacing or family planning for that matter, because they don't know which child is going to survive. Because the infant mortality after the child is born, most of the time, 70% of our children who are dying out of the infant mortality, they are dying at the early months. That means neonatal mortality within 1 month. So the mother, when she delivers a baby, so she does not know whether the baby will survive or not. As a result, she is not going to accept any means to delay her pregnancy again. And then now, if there is, going on, this cycle keeps on going. So there is no arrest of the size, family size. As a result, there is also indirect effect of the socio-economic growth, not just of the family, but of the entire community at large. So the state average is 33%, which is below the national average. Right now, we are below 30% in the national. Yes, state average is above the country.
Okay, national average how much?
Below 30%. I would say, and especially because today we are observing the World Population Day, I would like to convey that, most of our community members be sensitized on spacing their births so that they can give enough attention in the first 1,000 days of their children after the child is born, that they can give enough attention. So for that, they need to adopt these contraceptive methods. As I said, that unmet need is very high. That means 26% of our women do not want to become pregnant, but because they do not have any means to not get pregnant, that unmet need continues and it is rising. So therefore, I would want to convey this message saying that our unmet need must decrease. There is enough of opportunities, enough of health services given from the government sector, to practice the contraception, to delay their next pregnancy. So I'm not saying we should stop, but we should delay.